So what's one of the most important things that you aren't doing as a team? My name is Greg, and you're watching How to Play Paintball. So something that a lot of lower divisional teams are not doing that they should be doing is gap calls. This is something that we as a team have really implemented. I know AC Dallas was huge on it, which means that AC Diesel is as well. And I'm sure a lot of the top teams are doing these same kinds of things. And what this is doing is helping it where you're having a higher chance of either seeing someone go into an important spot or eliminating them before they even get in there. So the first thing you need to do is look and see, okay, what exactly would be a gap that we need to have a call for? And this can be something into the snake, maybe another move on the Dorito side. You could have something even in the center, but let's say we have this field. So with this field, you can see the entrance from the God into the snake would probably be a gap call. This would be something that we would probably have as a team. This is something that someone can dive across, or maybe even have it where this whole section right here is the gap call. The reason for this is you're battling. You're gonna be gun battling. It's just a part of paintball. This is why you do snap shooting drills. This is why you do all of that. But you also don't wanna put yourself in a situation that you are in a losing battle. There's no point in over battling someone, and all it takes is that one snap that you didn't realize this guy already had paint in the air, and you end up getting shot. And now your team lost that point because you were over battling. This is something where it's the next level for teamwork. All right, so let's say that I'm in this Aztec and I'm holding the Dorito side, or the snake side, it doesn't matter. Whatever side it is, you already have your gap call you guys have seen on the field. These are very important spots that we need to make sure that we see someone going into. What I would be doing is, if my job is to stop someone, let's say that I'm in a containment position, I'm not in an attacking position, I'm not in a support position, my job is to contain a player, and obviously that can change throughout the game, but if my job is to sit here and make sure that someone doesn't move, I need to make sure that I'm doing that. Now, let's say that guy starts battling me and it's not a position that I can really roll off and shoot into the gap of where they want to go. Let's say it is more of a heads-up battle. If I feel like they are starting to put me in, I don't want to over battle and get shot, and then that guy runs down the field and shoots all of my guys in the back. That's my fault now. What I would do is yell our gap call for that particular gap. So let's just say that it's red. If I'm shooting and that guy puts me in, I start yelling red, and what you need to do is make sure that your teammates are able to know, okay, when I'm in this spot, if I hear red, I need to be able to shoot that. And it might be just a quick, they're shooting, they throw some paint over, and then they go right back to their job. The whole point of this is that you have eyes on the field. You have eyes looking at those spots. So the big thing with this, like I said, is being able to have eyes on those important spots. You have snakes where the Sunshine State Major is a great example. They could get into the snake, and if you weren't in a spot in the snake to be able to see them bumping, you really couldn't see where they were at. So if you have eyes at least that way, you can call, hey, caution the snake, we don't know where he's at in the snake. If you see the person dive across, at least you have eyes that went that way. That means that now your other players that can be eliminated by them should start pushing in into their bunkers and playing a lot tighter to make sure that they're not getting eliminated. Same thing on the Dorito side. The Dorito side can get just as deadly as the snake. The snake, I think it's a lot of glory because you can get real sneaky in there. But the Dorito side, I mean, look at, again, the Sunshine State Major. There was basically a snake on the Dorito side. So it's something that people can get lost on that. So at least if you have eyes that way and you're shooting and you call that gap call, you have someone that at least throws paint that way and then goes, oh wait, he made it. And now you can figure out, do I need to move? Do I need to now roll off? Do I need to have someone else switch? All of that's going to be conditional on the layout itself, your positioning of how many points you have, how much time is left, you know, what are the things that are happening. So there's not ever a hard and fast rule of this is always what you do. The thing you always need to do is stay alive, right? You want to make sure that you're staying alive as long as possible. There are going to be times that you need to go and trade your body to save 3 bodies on the other side of the field. That kind of stuff happens. I like that in the center. That's just my thing. I like to go through and cause a bunch of damage. But if my job is to contain, I'm holding that gap. I'm making sure that I'm in a position that I can see those gaps, even if they move. And I already know, I call them like the if-thens. So if this happens, then I need to do this. If this guy moves, I might need to move up or back or to the side or something, or switch someone else that can now watch that side. It might be that that guy makes the move and I can swing around to another bunker and still hold the next gap. Okay, I know that he's not past here now. He's in the Dorito 2. He went from Dorito 1 to Dorito 2. He's in the Dorito 2. Big whoop. It's not that big of a deal. The issue is when the player gets into a spot that no one knows, and by the time you figure it out, you've already lost 2 or 3 bodies on whatever side of the field. Just makes it that much harder to dig out of that. Whereas if you have at least eyes on those gaps and you have those gap calls, you're being able to have eyes on those important spots all the time. So again, let's say that red was the gap call from the Dorito 1 to Dorito 2, or from the God bunker into the snake. My job is to hold that gap, and I'm holding it, and they put me in. I immediately start screaming red. Red, 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 red. And now that means that maybe another player on the other side of the field goes, oh, cool. They throw some paint that way, and then they go right back to their job. They don't need to stay there that long. Now, this could be an if-then of if someone says that, they need to hold until that person says that they've picked it back up. This is all going to be conditional on the layout of what exactly is happening. But at least when they throw paint that way, there's a chance that either it's going to catch that person because they thought that they had the move, or they're going to see them dive into the snake or the Dorito 2 or whatever it is that you were shooting for that gap, and they go, hey, that guy made it. And now maybe that person says, hey, I got it, I'm switching, you switch this way, or whatever the case may be. So all of this, there's a lot of conditional things, but incorporate gap calls. This is something, guys, that is super important. Find those spots on the field that you know that you can contain players, but also are able to know your if-thens. What is it that I need to do if they get through my gap? Some people cheat. Some people get lucky. They go underneath a gap. Maybe you break a ball as you're shooting a stream, and that's when they go through. It happens. It's paintball. Like that's the thing. It's still chess, right? You want to put yourself in a position that you can block out and still have eyes on either side of the field. So I hope that this all makes sense. Thank you everyone for watching. Thank you to all my members. Thank you to just all of the subscribers, all of your guys' support. Thank you so much for that. I will see you guys in the next video. And as always, remember, watch, learn, win. Thanks.